Hey guys, welcome to the pod.
The Pea Pod. I'm Peas.
And I'm Ladle.
And we've got a full ladle of peas just for you.
So let's get to it. All right. Well, this past weekend, Peas and I had the great privilege of going to a conference called Christian Music Broadcasters University. And you're like, it's called university, isn't that a school? No, it just means it's university level students. So there was a bunch of other schools like Moody that were there, like Cedarville, Northwestern, and Olivet Nazarene.
That's a great memory. I couldn't remember that if I tried.
Those were all people in my group. That's the only reason I remember.
Okay.
I think there was one more that was there, but I didn't get to talk to them. So anyway, it's Experience Moody Day as well today while we're recording. So if you see people in the background of my shots peering through the windows or making loud noises, that's why. Anyway, basically, CMBU is gathering a bunch of students and then also their parent stations, so to speak. So like a few reps from Moody Radio went with us, but they were there for the whole week prior at CMB, which is
Christian Music Broadcasters.
Which is just the conference for like the big radio people.
Right.
And so we got paired with mentors over the weekend, not like individually, but they were like at set tables and then you were assigned a table. And so you would go and sit with the different stations and get to know them and be able to ask them questions. And
big networking opportunity kind of one of the center points of the whole weekend.
And it was so awesome. And so there was one point where they were like, get up, you have 2 minutes to go find somebody, and then you have five minutes. Yeah, they call it CMBU speed dating. And you got to just like go talk to anybody, really. But it was a huge opportunity to just like know different students or different like radio people. Mentors, I'll call them for sake of consistency. And I just got to meet so many great people. They were just all after the same thing that I'm after, you know what I mean? They storytellers, they want to minister to people all over the world. Like, it was just very encouraging to know that there's people doing jobs that I want to do that aren't necessarily on the air talking all the time, but also there's jobs that are behind the scenes that are doing just as much of what I want to do as anybody else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what was your favorite part of CMBU?
I think that my favorite part might have been the K-Love part. On Saturday, we went to on Saturday, all of the students and everybody else who was there got on a few buses, and we got bused to go see the K-Love and Air One stations, like their headquarters. And so we got an opportunity to walk through. It's a brand new building, literally just built. And some of the studios that they are broadcasting from haven't even been fully set up yet. So my favorite part was just be able to walk through that building and check out all the cool stuff. And yeah, it was new and it was clean, and that was part of it, what made it cool. But like being able to have all the, people there to explain, well, this is what this is going to be and this is how it is. And they have a big auditorium where they have like, they pray for all their, I was going to say ministry partners, but they pray for all their listeners and people. And I don't know. I've been stuck in such of this back and forth between whether or not I want to do broadcasting, whether or not I want to do production, that I'm not 100% sure on where to stick it, because like in our audio class, we've been learning about boards and productions and doing that kind of stuff. And I love that. It makes me feel very creative and very, ingenuitive. And, but being there at the station was very, very broadcasty. And that made me want to do more broadcasting stuff. So I think being at the station was one of my favorite parts. But then talking to like Brett and Jeremy and Derek and those people were really influential.
Yeah. I enjoyed K-Love and Way FM.
Yeah.
The tours that we went to, but it was just so overwhelming to me. There was so many things happening, and
maybe that's why I liked it.
I just wanted to spend more time in each of the rooms so I could like inspect, I guess, of like what was going on. Like the most that I knew about was their auditorium, and like I talked about that with Joe on the way back to the hotel, because I was just like, their auditorium is interesting to me because I know a lot about auditoriums. It's just my background. And so I think I was a little overwhelmed by it. I think my favorite part was the project.
Oh.
We had a final project that we had to do. So we were paired. There was nobody on our team that was with another person from our team.
Right.
So it was all people we didn't really know, just had met in the past 2 days. And I was paired with the people from WCSG, which is the West Michigan station, which was awesome because I listened to their radio station back home. Pease here was upset because he literally lives like across the street from the station. Yeah. He could probably throw a baseball through their window if he wanted to. So
from my house.
From his house.
I could throw a baseball through any window if I wanted to.
Oh, well.
I'm not a criminal, but I could. I have the power to do so.
Anyway, you got what I mean. You picked it up. Yeah. So anyway, I got to work with Jeremy from the Jeremy and Amanda show in the morning that they do.
Yes.
What?
That's slightly out of order. It was the morning show with Jeremy and Amanda.
Well, yeah, but I just...
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Just keep going.
You're criticizing me.
I'm not criticizing you.
Criticizing.
I'm not. I'm trying to spark conversation.
Anyway. And I also got to work with the wonderful people at Christian Family Radio, which their executive director, Bridget, and their program director, Derek.
Are they hosts?
I think...
I got the sense that they were hosts, but the fact that they were... I didn't even think about the fact that they're program director and executive director. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's there. I don't know if they have shows or not. I can't remember.
We'll have to listen.
Anyway. Christian Family Radio, somewhere I would love to work, be a part of. They were awesome people, awesome to work with, super great mentors for that project. But I got to work with a young woman from Northwestern. I got to work with a young guy from Olivet Nazarene and another guy from Cedarville. And we were supposed to have a fifth. I'm assuming from whatever fifth university was there.
Oh yeah, the ones that were closest to the thing didn't show up. The ones that were from Tennessee did not show up to the conference.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
we were supposed to have a fifth person. They did not show. So it was just 4 of us. We were the smallest of all the groups, but it was basically the guys had this idea and they just started like word vomiting everything out. And what I'm really good at is taking people's word vomit and kind of making it concise and putting it into an actual idea. And so that's exactly what I did. But the problem is that the 3 of us didn't really know the technical side of things in certain parts of the project that we needed to present. And this other girl from Northwestern knew all of that stuff. And so it was like this perfect, like walking in step kind of a thing with the 3 of them. And we asked very few questions to our mentors. Like we were only allowed to ask them questions. They weren't allowed to give any input unless we asked a question. And they were able to like get up and go walk around and do other things and like come back to us because we just really we weren't reliant on them at all.
You were cooking.
We were cooking. And it was just so much fun. And afterwards, like we all exchanged phone numbers and we were like, we'd love to work with you in the future, because I would. Any of the 3 of them, I would be privileged to work with because they're just incredible people with incredible ideas and skills. And, you know, not all groups had the same experience, but when we went to present, the guys are very, well, one of them talks too much and can't make a concise thing, so he would have gone overtime for sure. The other one doesn't like to talk at all. And the other girl didn't like to talk at all, so I was our presenter. And I was like, okay, I'm really nervous. It's like all these people looking at me. Judges. The judges were like big time radio people. It was scary. And I was like, the only thing I can't present is the clocks. I don't know anything about the clocks. I really don't. And the clocks are like what will be going on your radio when, basically. And
it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a time clock.
It's a clock.
It's a schedule, really.
Yeah, it's like a schedule of like what time things are going on. And Victoria, this other girl, wrote out all of our clocks, like all the technical pieces, more than probably we needed. And so she was like, you know what? You do the introduction, hand the mic off to me. I'll cover the clocks. You get the rest. And I was like, shoot, let's do it.
I could tell that, I was like, clearly she's not going to hand the mic back to this other girl. She just only had one part to say. I wonder why that is.
It's because she was the only one out of the three of us that could really like hit what needed to be hit and like leave. You know what I mean? So
shoot it, bag it, go home.
Yeah, literally. So, and we were all really happy with how it turned out and how our idea was presented. And then we won, which none of us expected. Brennan texted me from across the room. He was like, "You guys won." And I was like, I really didn't think so. There was another group that did this thing called We the Now.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to win because they had a cool name, but I didn't understand the name.
But yours doesn't make any sense. I mean, first of all, you all looked very great on stage. But also, it was so streamlined. It seemed so fresh. It seemed so shiny to me. And it was well put together. And you didn't, focus too much on one point. And I feel like every group had one point that they focused more heavily on than the rest. And it's just, I definitely thought that was true, that you would win. But I think that you deserved it the most. So,
yeah.
In terms of presenting the information the best.
But afterwards, I mean, people just wanted to come up and chat with the four of us. And we were like, heck yeah, man, like, come talk. And it was just a really awesome opportunity and a lot of fun. And Bridget from Christian Family Radio, I love her so much. She was like one of the best parts of my weekend was hanging out with Bridget. So
we'll send this to them.
You think we should? Hi.
Yes.
No, I sent her an email though yesterday. So hopefully she emails me back soon because I want an internship. Anyway, what are we at here?
What? Oh, time?
Yeah.
11 minutes and 36 seconds.
What else to cover about CMBU? The project. There were some sessions I didn't like the social media.
Well, the social media one was fine. There was a lady who talked about social media and the importance of it, and I think there's a lot of importance to social media.
I think it wasn't her presentation that was bad. It was more so the questions I had about her as a person afterwards, because she kept talking about her fiance, but she had no ring on. And then she talked about going to get the mail for her fiance, like at their house. And so I was like, "You're living together?" I was like, "Fiance, no ring. Fiance, they live together." I'm just confused about.
She also said some slightly crass things that I
she was like, "Holy, you know what?" That's what she said. I was like, "Oh."
And Samuel turned and went, and I was like, "What?" But I mean, social media was great. The information seemed a little like you need to let the program work for you. And she sort of at the very end, she brought it around just a little bit to say, I get the program to work for me by giving me faith-based content when I want it and when I need it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's talking a lot about algorithm stuff. And then she completely called somebody out. She was like, so-and-so was talking about their feed the other day, and they're like, "Why am I getting this content?" And she was like, "Well, I felt so embarrassed
a little explicit content." And they were like, "Why am I getting all this content on my feed?"
Well, the algorithm works that way.
Because you are searching that or looking at that. So
yeah, and
it was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, okay, way to just like come at that person in front of a room full of people that they're not even here with.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I also really liked the panel that they had.
The panel was great.
The panel was awesome. They had a guy who was with a record label there. And then this other lady was like a tour coordinator person or something.
What? No, Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan
I don't know what she does.
Is at K-Love. She works at like programming at K-Love.
Yeah, but
Or
she like goes on the tours with the people though. She had just gotten off a tour bus. I mean, she said that like 10 times.
Yes. So yes. But she does like publicity stuff.
Yeah.
I think for a book. She meets with people who have ideas about books and podcasts and music and stuff, and meets with the people within K-Love and says, "Is this a good idea?" and then goes for it. So yeah, but she was great. They were all great. They all had things to say. And things to bring to the table.
Who was the third person?
I met him when we were at K-Love, and I don't remember his name, but he did. I can't remember exactly what it is he did, but they said some cool stuff about how, like, the thing I took away from that was when the label guy was talking about Brandon Lake and about how, a song can run its course within a year or less of a little bit less than a year, like a single that comes off what? Oh, yeah. A single that's off of a record can come, on the radio and then off the radio within a year. And then, Brandon Lake keeps writing all these singles that are like really popular. And so they have to keep thinking which ones to pull off the air and put back on. And it was interesting to hear him think about the process through that, because I listen to a lot of radio and I love listening to why are they playing this song over and over again? I hate this song, or this and that, like trying to critique it, but now understanding a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Victoria was explaining with the clocks too, is like, why are these songs being played so often? It's because you have like heavyweights versus midweights versus lightweights for music. Your heavyweights are the ones that you want on repeat a lot because people enjoy them more. And every time they turn on the radio, they want to hear that song. And so you play that one all the time. And then your lightweights are like a little more niche. Like some people like it, some people really don't. So you don't play it as much, like maybe once a day, maybe once every other day. Like just not a lot. People aren't expecting to hear it every time they turn on the radio. And I just thought that was really interesting and a great way to explain it to me. And she was like, that's actually what it is. It's like there's like platinum, gold, silver, and bronze, I think is what it was.
Oh.
And platinum is like what you play all the time. And then it goes down the list from there.
Triple platinum or whatever. Like that song has gone triple plat. Oh. See, I've always wondered where that came from. That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah. So I learned that this weekend, which was great. I mean, I didn't know that before. So
Anyway,
I think that sums up CMBU.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so.
CMBU was a lot of fun. Would do it again.
Absolutely would do it again. Probably will do it again.
Definitely will do it again.
One more time.
Next year. I would love to go to Momentum, but we'll see what happens with that.
I mean, that's enormous big bucks.
Yeah. It is a lot of money. It's in May. If you want to support a local radio student,
yeah,
contact XN Radio at moody.edu.
Yes,
and give us your money. I'm just kidding.
This is a GoFundMe now.
This is a GoFundMe. Anyway, we would love to go to Momentum. It's the same people that run CMBU, but it's on a wider spectrum. And I think Ichi's mom is running it.
Ichi Mom is the one that came up with it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So yeah.
Ichi Mom.
Ichi Mom.
Ichi is our station manager here at XN Radio.
Mm-hmm.
But her mother is a wonderful woman in radio and does a lot of like big things in radio. So Ichi got to grow up around all these people, which is super awesome. And knows a lot more than I do currently. I hope to know in the future, but because her mom is a big person in radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is great. She's a very lovely woman.
She is.
Anyway, we'll see you on Friday for a guest episode. Woot woot. Guest. And we will catch you then for another heaping healthy little piece. Bye, guys.